This is Australia Behind Bars.
This is really jail, like real jail.
This is a world where you're either blue...
Every day's a game of cat and mouse.
Calm down.
Zip it. Or you're green.
Jail is very confronting. You're a man with a number. You can't put a masquerade, you can't put a facade. You are who you are.
I've located a jailmate syringe. Can you comment on that?
From the first day behind bars...
There's nothing I like about jail.
...to the last.
All of these women get out at some point and you want them to come out better than what they came in.
That's some Shawshank Redemption shit right there.
Tonight...
Didn't know what jail was like till now. It's not a good place, eh?
A father's sacrifice for his son.
He's gone and deliberately got arrested so we could come in and check on his son.
I just hate the place. I'm gonna come back. I love my son. I'd do what any father would do.
Jail is not a place to show weakness.
You can sink or you can swim. If you sink in here in shark-infested waters.
A new inmate's desperate wait for a cell in a safer prison.
You can never let your guard down here.
And Nolene prepares herself for life on the outside.
It's scary.
Every day, on average, close to 200 men and women across the country will go to jail. In New South Wales, it costs $87,000 per inmate per year to keep them locked up. And for those employed to supervise them, well, it's not an easy gig.
Working in a prison is not for everyone. You've got to be a special sort of character to work in a prison. You have to be tough mentally. You see a lot that you probably shouldn't see.
Head of security at Wellington, David, didn't become a corrections officer until he was 42.
You can be too young to work in this job. You do need a lot of life experience. You're dealing with sometimes the worst of society. So you've got to be able to think on your feet. You've got to be able to change in a heartbeat.
The flip side of the tough nuts Officer David deals with are the young offenders who arrive looking like scared rabbits.
It's my first time in here, and I don't want to ever come back again. I was scared, didn't know what to do, like, didn't know many people, didn't know nothing, like, didn't know what jail was like till now. But yeah, it's not a good place, eh?
This young inmate is in a state of shock that he's landed in jail.
When you see a young person wasting their life inside a correctional centre when they should be outside playing football with their mates and living their life, to me that's a bit upsetting.
David's not the only one worrying about the new inmate. The kid's father has committed a technical breach of an AVO to get arrested, just so he can see his son.
So, because your dad's made such an effort,
Yep.
I've got him up there in a cell. I'm going to let you have a yarn to him for about 15 minutes.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
So we'll go up there, but you'll have to wear a mask when you're talking to him, all right?
Yeah.
It was a real shock to the young bloke when he came into jail, and he struggled when he first came in, so his father deliberately got arrested so he could come in and check on his son. So he's gone above and beyond, so I've allowed for him to have a 15-minute visit just as a welfare type check so that they both know that they're okay. So I've got your son up here to talk to you. You've made a fair effort to talk to him, so you're going to have 15 minutes.
I just hate the place. I'm gonna come back. Yeah, well, don't worry about me now. I'm good on. Yeah, but I've done this 17 months, but yeah, but now you're gonna do another month over me. So that's what I do. You should have just rung me up, you madman. You did ring me. You're freaking upset all the time. Yeah, cause like I just didn't know what to do. Like didn't know nothing. Just didn't know what to do, eh? Yeah. So now you know what to do. You don't come back. Yeah, fuck that, man.
He's thrown away a lot to come back in and help his son, and It would have been hard for him to do it, but hopefully it'll jolt the son enough that he won't re-offend and he'll stay outside. And if that's the case, then it's worthwhile and it's a good outcome.
It's hard to do what I did, but I did it because I love my son a great deal. I'd do what any father would do. If you get out, put your head up, don't come back here, you know? Yeah, no, yeah. They said to me that I could go for bail again, so I put in for bail and they got me bail. I just need an address. Look after his child. He's just got a newborn baby. So, yeah, just give him the heads up on everything positive instead of doing drugs and coming back in the same place like I'm over and over and over like my life.
So we'll have to wind it up, mate. Get you back up to OVL, okay?
Love it. See you. Hopefully you look at the dress. Yeah, right, I love you. Yeah. I don't know how to thank him, to be honest, for what he's done for me. Yeah, I can't thank him enough. When I get out of here, I'm gonna be a better man than what I was before I come in here.
All good?
Good kid. Really good kid. Just went down the wrong track, you know? And hopefully he's gonna wake up and just, yeah, pull his head and go down the right track and show his dad a bit, you know, a bit of respect. Not to come back.
The Master Control Room at Silverwater Jail has 900 cameras monitoring around 1,500 inmates at the Metropolitan Remand and Reception Centre. Trouble can erupt without warning as prisoners detox, kick against the close confinement, or react to news from the outside world.
The war brewing between two rival crime groups erupting in gunfire last night on busy Bridge Street.
An act of violence in the community, the inmates usually know who the perps and the victims are. So if they're aligned to that person or that family group or that organised criminal network, they'll want reprisals. And if they know someone in their wing or in the wing next door is part of the other group, they will go to their way to get to them.
And one such news story put every jail in the state on high alert.
Gangster Bilal Hamzi shot at least 5 times as he walked out of a Japanese restaurant with a female acquaintance. Bilal, the cousin of notorious Brothers for Life founder Basim Hamzi, died in hospital.
They watch it on the news, they know who it is, they know what it's about, and they kick it off straight away.
Corrections did separate the gang families involved in the outside shooting, but all prisons remained on high alert for payback attacks.
Violence in this centre is like most jails. It happens very quickly and it's very extreme. And that's why we have our own immediate action team, because once it kicks off, if you don't stop it, it gets out of hand very, very quickly.
This volatile environment at Silverwater is what greeted new arrival and first-timer Scott. He's in for a driving charge and is still waiting on a security classification. Until he gets one, Scott is mixing with hardened and violent criminals.
I'm in for 5.5 months. I'm in for driving while disqualified. Shouldn't have been driving. Yeah, I did the wrong thing. But there's fellas in here that haven't been sentenced yet, where I've been lucky enough to be sentenced.
If a court case is still in progress, offenders can be held on remand for several months. Scott is hoping his appointment with the classification team will be his ticket out of maximum security.
So what we're doing today is we're going to be giving him a security rating and a jail of classification. Morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yes.
Coming up.
I don't like getting told what to do. I don't like getting told what to eat. I don't like getting told if I'm locked in for the day or I'm locked out for the day.
Inmate Dave.
Being a villain in real life is shit house.
Reveals the truth about life behind bars.
You can sink or you can swim. If you sink in here in shark-infested waters, the sharks will get you.
And a volatile inmate is on the edge.
The verbal abuse from the inmates, we're not paid to take that. We're actually here to help. we're not against them.
Inmate Scott is a first-timer, sentenced for a string of driving offences. He's hoping his classification interview will mean a move to a low-security jail.
So what we're doing today is we're going to be giving him a security rating and a jail of classification. The highest is AA, which is usually for terrorism-related offences and national security. Then we go B for medium and C for minimum. It's your first time in custody?
Yeah.
Any drug and alcohol abuse?
No.
Not at all?
In the past, yeah. But
Yeah?
No,
it's history.
Yeah.
Okay, so drugs and alcohol or just one of the other?
Both.
Both?
When I was in my early teens.
Yep.
But don't do either one now.
Good.
I was a nurse before I came in here.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
Driving. That's why I lost my job. Yeah.
Scott has a long history of driving offences dating back to 2005. And this time, the courts decided he should spend time behind bars.
When I got done, I lost that job because of me being locked up and criminal record. That really affected the job, so just automatically lost it now due to new rules and regulations, which makes it hard. I'd been in that job for 15 years and it really sucked, like losing it, but what can I do?
Scott wants to stay in Sydney, close to his family, but his fate lies in the hands of the New South Wales Corrections.
What we normally do as first-time inmates is we send you off to a camp, keep away from the hardheads, and so you don't get any education in criminal ways.
Yep.
So Jerry and I make a recommendation, and then it goes to one of our peers in classification who makes the ultimate decision. They're privy to a little bit more information than we are.
Hopefully it goes to plan. I can just go across the road.
Across the road is the Dawn de Lois Minimum Security Jail. It's part of the Silverwater complex, but a whole world away from the remand centre where Scott is now.
If we recommended a jail that was totally full at the moment and there was no chance of any beds becoming available in the next couple of weeks, they might change the location of where he's going to go to somewhere where they actually have room.
For now, it's a waiting game for Scott as he tries to keep a low profile.
This morning we were overcrowded in here. There was 63 of us. Now we're down to 40, which is good in this pod. Like 50 cells in this pod. I'm in a 2-out cell. And it's great. 3-out cell. Well, you want to hope across all 3 is get along.
2 out and 3 out refers to how many inmates are locked into each cell room 18 hours a day.
Your days drag on. We have breakfast at 8, lunch at 11, and dinner at 2 in the afternoon. And then we get put back in the cell at 2:30. I've lost my house, lost my job, lost everything. I leave here, got to find a new place to live, a new job, and that's going to be hard now that I've got the record. Just want to try and make myself a better person for my kids when I get outside. Make it up to them. My boys and everything. Yep. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. They're my life. I love them. Like, they're all I got left. All I got left.
It's Visitors' Day at Dilwinia Correctional Centre, a day the inmates live for, and a day correctional staff are on high alert for the possibility of contraband being smuggled in.
So, processing the last one, we bring all of them in, all the visitors. Thank you.
The more time inmates can spend with their family and develop those connections, I think that makes a big difference for when they get out. If you don't have any contact with your family and you're in custody for a length of time and then you get out, how do you expect that relationship to be? It would be really hard. If you're connected to people, you're less likely to come back.
So it's a trade-off between the risk of drugs getting in and the benefit of inmates better integrating back into society when they get out.
Are you all together? All together.
Roughly 60% of female inmates are mothers, and they get one 40-minute visit a week if COVID permits.
So you know it's only the fist palm and elbow. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's contact visit without mask, but still some restrictions imposed, which is a fist pump or elbow, and that's it. Oh, so you're aware of just the fist pump or the elbow pump?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hello, yeah. We've allowed in the past baby bottles, and the staff, they just have a quick whiff, make sure it's not alcohol or that sort of contraband. Brett, Giovanna, I just thought I'd let you know there's a baby with a bottle. I'll let the bottle in. I'll ask the staff to smell the contents. It's baby formula.
This inmate came to jail when her baby was 5 weeks old.
Mother and father were requesting if they can also allow the inmate to hold the baby and feed it. Just have a quick cuddle, and then hand it over.
Thank you.
But I've allowed the formulas up there. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Inmates with small babies, it can be heartbreaking for them not being able to hold them, cuddle them. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm a parent and I put myself in their shoes, but they have to understand we have to comply with the instructions given to us.
It's been a tough time for the new mum and her parents who are taking care of the baby.
Yeah, well, it's very frustrating because the baby isn't getting contact with the mother and having her bond with the baby. And that's the hardest part because this baby is 10 months old and she's been in custody since the baby's been 5 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll grab it. Yeah. I just grabbed this bottle.
It's hard because all I want to do is pick up my son, but I'm not allowed. I'm allowed to hold him for 1 second. And that's sad because the last time I held him, it was 5 weeks old.
It upsets me when I see her cry because she can't touch a baby.
Did you go crazy?
What are you going to do? They're rules, that's the way you play the game.
Over at Wellington, all arrivals must do 2 weeks COVID quarantine in a segregation cell. They're also meant to be assessed by a justice health worker, but a returning inmate with a violent rap sheet has other ideas, and he has trashed his cell in protest.
I'm after IAT from Sierra 2.
Manager of security, Justin, is heading over to deal with him now.
People come to me and say, what's it like to work in a prison? My very first shift was quite daunting, but within a couple of shifts I actually found my feet and found that talking to the inmates, and I've got a bit of a gift for the gab, so I was able to talk to them and I've actually built up a really good rapport very quickly.
Yeah, I'll crack the door.
Justin has dealt with this inmate before.
It's all right. Listen. So the inmate's been in custody for about 4 or 5 days. He's refused access to justice health. The cell's absolutely filthy. I asked him that we need to move forward, one thing at a time.
Justin is taking no chances and has an immediate action team on standby if the inmate kicks off.
The verbal abuse from the inmates, we're not paid to take that. It's something that I really despise. We're actually here to help. We're not against them.
I don't want you living in this rubbish. There's some warm water. I'll get the power turned back on. I'll get you some fresh greens. I've got a very good rapport with him, so I'm hoping to get that positive outcome.
If the inmate doesn't clean up his cell and cooperate, then more drastic measures will have to be taken. At Wellington, Manager of Security Justin is dealing with an inmate who has trashed his cell and is refusing to see justice health.
So apparently he's started cleaning things up, which is a positive. So hopefully we'll be able to see about getting him some clean clothes and get him washed, and we'll move forward from there.
Time for another chat, but not without the immediate action team nearby and out of sight.
How you going? It's looking good.
security from Charlie Pod.
Right for a chat? I know the inmate really well. He's been in and out of the system. I've built up a very good rapport with him. Oh, well, at least we're getting there. Do you need some other stuff, some hot water or anything?
No, just do all of them.
Yeah, righto. I'll be straight up with you, mate. Justice Health want 2 minutes of your time, just so they can say how you're going, and because you haven't spoken to them, and they just want to make sure you're okay. It's not going to be the long, drawn-out process. All right.
I've got issues, Chief. Not with the inmates, man. With you guys.
With us?
Yeah.
Why us?
Huh?
What issues?
No, well, I've got a detective fucking trying to knock me over.
So that's the police outside?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I know your story, I know your background, so what we'll do, clean up here. You've got to do more days for isolation anyway.
The inmate finally agrees to see a Justice Health worker.
I appreciate you doing this, all right? Righto.
The number of unsentenced prisoners, or those on remand, has increased by 33% in the New South Wales correctional system since 2012. You can also be kept on remand if you've broken your bail conditions, like Silverwater inmate Dave.
I got done. I done 10 months at Parklea. I got bail. I breached my bail, and I'm back in now. So it's sort of the same sentence.
Silverwater is Dave's home for the foreseeable future.
So basically, I got arrested, the handcuffs went on, and I come into prison, and basically everyone knew me in prison because I was in the media.
Bodybuilder. Go David! Stuntman. Amateur actor.
Troy will fall. You'll be home in a month.
And now an accused drug cook.
I've been charged with manufacture and supply of drugs, anabolic steroids. I am sorry for what I did. I'm heartbroken. I haven't spoken to my family, my mother and my father, since I was arrested. That was in 2019. And all because I was in the media, I was on the news, and I was in the newspapers. It's just destroyed everything.
Dave's work as a stuntman and actor took him all over the world.
I worked overseas, mostly in Asia, India, the UK. My forte is weapons, fight scenes, car hits, car crashes, high force fire burns, and horse riding. And just my look and my size and my appearance. Basically, I'm always viewed as the villain, as the bad guy. Being a villain in real life is shit house, and it's depressing, but that's life. This is my new life. I'm here for 2 years, I'm here for 3 years, I'm here for 6 years. It's just walk in the pot and whatever happens, happens. It's hard for me and my partner too, because my partner, she's Chinese background, and she doesn't understand what's going on. She thinks we can basically just bribe the prison and I'm out like China, but it doesn't work like that.
Like any inmate, Dave has his struggles, but feels his stuntman background will stand him in good stead.
There's two ways: you can sink or you can swim. If you sink in here in shark-infested waters, the sharks will get you. And that basically keeps me in a mindset of being strong and motivated. Brain's already switched on. I'm in jail now. It's time to play chess, not checkers.
And with all that energy to burn, Dave's hoping his request for a work detail comes through soon. Inmate Scott is desperate to find out if he'll be getting a minimum security rating and a move to a safer prison.
Yeah, sweet. I don't know which cell he is.
Yeah, he's down the bottom anyway.
What's he doing? Is he just moving pods?
Yeah. No, he's Dawn the lowest.
Oh, he's going to Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on escort. Ready to go? All right, just head straight to the cage.
Scott's C2 minimum security classification has come through, and he's already packed to go.
Not been in with Max and that now, which I'm able to breathe a bit more. Which, yeah, I'm glad.
Good to go. Straight down. This inmate's going to Dawn the lowest, so it's on Silverwater Complex. He's leaving a remand centre and he's going over to a minimum security jail.
What's your min number? Just come round, see the nurse.
No postmental code?
So he's come down to reception, where he hands over all his belongings and all his property. From there, it all gets bagged up, and then he'll go to the holding cell and wait for the truck to come over, and then he'll be transported to his jailer classo. MRRC to Dawn Delois is literally across the road, but obviously for safety and security, they have to be transported on the truck at all times.
You get 3 other boys, so be patient, all right? Thank you.
He'll literally go not even 20, 30 metres across the road to Dawn Delois, which is the minimum security.
It may be only 30 metres away, but Scott is about to enter a whole different world.
Thank you. Go and see the officer there. So Dawn Delois is a minimum security centre, and these inmates are mostly workers. So they could be working outside the centre on the complex, looking after the ground maintenance and all that, or they could be on work release program, which is like they go out, work at different industries, and it is basically a pathway for them to adopt to a normal life once they get released.
Coming over here, it's pretty relaxed. Like you're able to walk in, just do your own thing, and not having to worry about watching your back so much. Like you get let out at 7 o'clock in the morning, get put back in at 6 at night, which is good. Freely to walk around the yards whenever. You get a bit more free time to yourself, which is great. Like gives you time to set out and work out what you want to do when you get out of here. Well, I've got 3.5 months to go until I get out, and when I get out, well, it's time to start a whole new life.
72% of female inmates have been in jail before. For Indigenous women like Nolene, that number is even higher at 87%. This time, Nolene fully embraced the 12-week intensive drug and alcohol treatment program, IDAPT.
I let the ice walk into my home and I never let it leave.
The program helped her deal with a traumatic past and gave her tools to deal with the future.
So I think you're going to have the skills to teach your son so that he can break that cycle.
Yeah. So much lighter. You instantly feel like you've just dropped a necklace of bricks.
Nolene has served 8 months in jail for assaulting her mother. If the interview with her parole officer John goes well today, she will be free to reunite with her 11-year-old son and serve the rest of her sentence in the community under supervision.
I've worked in this role for over 41 years. I'm amazed at people's life story, why they're here. I get motivated by them.
Somebody else has to take over. I've got a GO.
When a person is in custody here, that's a lot of time in a cell by yourself to reflect upon your life. Where are they going? Where have they come from? It's only when they come to that understanding, then there is hope that they may not return to custody.
Okay. Here we go, finally.
The day has arrived.
Yeah.
Now, you've done a lot of work in here, haven't you? Did I? How'd you find that?
It was great.
Right.
Yeah, it just teaches you what led us to drug and alcohol, and to map it out and put it on boards and then speak about it in a classroom was something I wasn't keen on doing.
Yeah.
But they got me.
Yeah, I heard that you're a little bit slow to start.
I had my walls really high up and I wouldn't let anybody pull them down. But eventually the facilitators, do what they do best, and they got me.
That's
so
good, yeah.
I was really pleased, yeah.
So what's your biggest fear when you get out?
Not being able to be there the way my son needs me. So failing him is a big fear, letting him down again. Because the last few years has been tough on the both of us due to drug use and being homeless and unemployed, and which leads to crime, and then it's inevitable you're coming back.
See, drugs and alcohol are part of the problem for you coming back in this time. So how are you going to handle that? That's a big issue, isn't it?
Well, that's why I've also got parole there too, so I'm going to speak to them just about how to work around maintaining my AOD free and sobriety. I can't change other people, and I can't change what they think of me, but I can change what I do. I don't want my son walking through my door doing what I did to my mum, even though, you know, he'll probably have resentment and hold a lot of anger there towards me, which is understandably, but if it's going to take me for the rest of his life to try and heal that and change that, I'll do whatever I can while I can to help him change his view.
Yes, this is your release papers.
John is liking what he's hearing from Nolene and approves her release to spend the final 10 months of her sentence on parole.
Just signed, okay? I'll get you to sign there, thanks.
It's real, it's happening, wow.
It's happening, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It is, but it's more settling, like, yeah.
Life on the outside is full of temptations, but this time Nolene is determined to choose a different life.
Well, alcohol's everywhere, ice is everywhere.
Doesn't matter where you go.
Doesn't matter where you go.
There's a pub on every corner, there's a dealer at every pub, so...
And you can pick them and they can pick you.
I fucking oath, yeah. But it's just about willpower and, yeah, having the strength and either choosing the crack or having my son.
Take
no
care.
worries.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Travel well. She has learnt a lot. She knows what's happening. Her motivation, I think, will be good. She's got it going well, and I think she will make it. The decision lies in her hands to stay out or to come back.
Over in Silverwater, it's just another day on the tools for the tradies behind bars.
6 o'clock, 6 a.m, because we've got so much to do, we sort of get an early start to the day. So by 6:30, we're on the job and ready to go.
Silverwater is undergoing a major extension to house an extra 400 inmates by the end of 2021.
We're utilising the inmate skills. A lot of the inmates who come in have trade backgrounds. We have welders, electricians, plumbers, so we utilise their skills, and as you can see, they're doing a terrific job.
This renovation will make it Australia's biggest remand centre.
So yeah, all the cells have been repainted, all the cell doors are getting sanded back to bare metal and then resprayed. Yeah, the whole lot's been done, the ceiling out here has been done, so it'll be like brand new cells when it's all done.
They show a lot of leadership. If you give them responsibilities, you know, we have certain leading hands, they show leadership, they're very proud of the work they do.
The tradies would usually earn $70 an hour on the outside. But on the inside, they're earning up to the princely sum of $70 a week for the same work.
I'm a tradie. I've got 20 years experience in roof plumbing, so it gives me an opportunity to do work in here. It makes the day go fast, it gives us really something to do. Yeah, it's good to come to work, and it's good to have the opportunity to be here just to do something that makes the day go faster.
For them, I think it gives them a sense of ownership. It gives them a purpose, you know. They've done the wrong thing, and, you know, we're not here to judge them on what they've done. We're here to manage them. And, you know, so the incentive's up to them how they want to work, you know.
Another inmate whose hands will no longer be idle is inmate Dave. He's pretty happy to have just landed a coveted sweeper job.
Fellow sweepers, they see you're hardworking, they see you're motivated, they see you're driven, they see you're persistent, and they basically say to the guards, we want him as the next sweeper. The sweepers basically allocated me the jobs, and the guards said yes, and that's how I got the job. Just grabbing the milks. Officers generally deal with the sweepers a lot more. You know, if there's any problems in the pod, so like if, you know, if there's any inmates that need extra linen, extra food, or if they're missing stuff from their cells, they go liaise with the sweepers, and then the sweepers can, you know, give them extra linen or food or soap or any hygiene.
locked in for 18 hours a day, it sucks. So getting out early and doing this, it's definitely a cool job to have. And this is all we do. We give out the cereal and the milks, and we give out hot water because a lot of the boys don't have kettles in the cell, so they can make their cup of coffees and make their cereal. Boys, good morning. So today's lunch is a chicken pack and yogurt. The diet in prison is shit. Basically, meal 1 is rice bubbles. Meal 2 is a sandwich. Meal 3 is a hot dinner. That's why basically we rely on buy-ups. This is my buy-up. Serena tunas. Tuna's important. If you eat bread, you're going to become a fat fuck. If you eat tuna, you're going to be lean and mean. Red kidney beans, corn. I basically get a fried rice or a pasta, microwave it, throw this in, and that's what I eat throughout the day. I don't really eat the jail meals.
Even though Dave is not a fan of jail food, it does provide daily protein requirements.
So this is what I'm living off: canned food, preservatives. Most likely I'll get canned fat 40. My friends, they put in $100 a week, and basically I get $100 of buy-ups.
The sweeper job keeps Dave busy for 2 to 3 hours a day, leaving plenty of time to train.
Everyone gets head miles in jail. That's depression and that's anxiety. So that's why you got to stay strong. That's why you got to stay in a routine. That's why you got to train. I'm trying to stay lean and mean in jail just to stay fit, so when I get out I can continue my career. Today I'm going to do some shadow boxing, some kickboxing, some sit-ups, some squats, and this is how I basically stay in the mode and stay focused and positive and motivated to get through my time in jail.
And when Dave leaves jail next time, he's determined not to make the same mistakes in life again.
We don't deserve sympathy, but we do deserve a second chance. And that's what I hope I get from my family, and I hope I get that from my friends and the people around me. I still want to get married, I still want to have kids. I hope this isn't going to be a big burden in my life.
Nolene has spent 8 months at Dilwinia. She's heading out on parole today with a new perspective on what the future holds.
Wow, I can't believe the day has finally come. I'm walking out these gates very soon, and it's scary because I've only lived in life the last 6 years on drugs. And that was something I chose over my child. I chose over my family. And that's not something easily to admit. That hurts. I'm walking out and I've got to try and forgive myself and tell myself what's done is done, and over time I will heal. But there's a process behind that. I can't just click my fingers and wish for all that to happen. Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was the China Wall.
Nolene has been assigned a Services and Programs Officer, or SAPO, who will make sure the right services and programs are provided to her on release. This will hopefully reduce the risk of reoffending.
I really hope she doesn't come back to custody and really just thrives in her new life with her son.
But along with the fresh hope for the future comes the sadness of farewelling familiarity and friends.
This has been my home for the last 8 months, and it's been something that I call mine. So this cell isn't a cell, it's been my home, it's been my safe haven. It's been, yeah, it's been a lot to me.
No,
I know. I've got one more bag with the linen. I forgot it.
Well, it's probably help you take it down.
Yeah, and I got the pillow as well. I've got to take that back, or they're going to send me back. I know. See you, girls.
Is yours time served, or you got parole? Or...
Parole.
Don't fuck up then, eh?
Nah.
Otherwise you will be back.
Nah.
It's all right, we got it. We'll get you back, girl.
Love you. Love you too. You're a beautiful girl, and you need to know that, okay? You need to stop being so hard on yourself.
Go away.
Fine, please.
Right.
Oh.
Take care, okay? Yeah. You look after Christy.
You just make sure you look after you.
I will.
You and then your boy, okay?
Yeah. Thanks for everything, Phil. You're annoying, but I love you.
Yeah.
And again. All right, I love you.
Love you. Bye. Thank you.
See ya. See ya. I've spent more time in my life fucking my brain cells up, fucking my health up, damaging it, intoxicating it. So it's going to take me twice as long to get all that back and healthy. But I'm willing to give it my best shot.
You get to know inmates and you can see sometimes, unfortunately, some that will come back. Some will actually say, oh, I'll be back. And that's disheartening. That can be disheartening.
Take care, sis. All the best.
But, you know, I like to think that they've got a really good shot, that we've given them the skills that they need to make it out there and to, you know, be better people than when they came in.
Okay, there'd you get out of jail free card. Don't lose it. It's finally over, so I'm glad. Freedom, here I come. Thank you. I've had 8 long months to think about what I did. It's time to put the hard work to the test and get out there and do what I'm made to do.
Next time...
It could be happy one day in here and it could be war the next day.
Calm down. The unwritten rules.
We have our rules and they have their rules.
At the end of the day, if you treat someone like they're a dog, they're going to bite you.
A guide to survival.
Been coming to jail since I was 24. I'm now 48.
A serial offender trying to find redemption.
Not every day smooth sailing in here.
The immediate action team is on the hunt.
It's all part of the game. Like, we're never going to stop it. It's all just an adult version of hide and seek, really. Sometimes they win, sometimes we win.